Good morning, everyone. It's Laura here, and today we're doing a new episode of the Villain Son Flying Cat. So, just to show you guys the cover again, this is the book we're working in. This is by Tomislav Tomic, and we have here a page we've been working on for quite some time. So, we're going to hopefully, I say this a lot, we're going to hopefully finish up the foreground today as far as the pencils go, so that way the next stream we can move on into getting rid of the black outlines where I feel they're needed to be removed. If you're not familiar with my channel, I'm primarily a color and chat channel, so you will see that I take breaks here and there and chat with my friends in the box, if you will. So hi Emily, welcome. How you doing this morning? So yeah, we're going to get started here in just a moment. Hi Anne, thanks for coming. And we have Kenny here. I think she's still getting coffee, but welcome Kenny. So yeah, sorry I was hoping to stream on Friday last week, and I just, honestly guys, I've been working myself really hard, like I ended up working about 18 hours that day, and I was like, I don't think I have time to stream, but hopefully we will get some time rather this week to do some additional streams. I plan to stream tomorrow. I've already scheduled that stream, so that should be pretty exciting. That's going to be the dark cardstock page that was drawn by Monia Gates. So yeah, that seems to be a big hit, so I'm really excited to keep going on that. And then hopefully later on this week we'll also get to that koi fish page by Joey Lim. So we have lots of whips going on in the channel. It's fun though. Yeah, you're sleepy, I'm sure. Yeah, isn't it an hour earlier there? So it's 7 for you, Emily? Hi Selena, welcome. Alright, so yeah, we're almost at 8 o'clock, so I'll get started here in just a moment. But yeah, it's been quite an exciting week this past week. I got to meet Bo, our lovely Bo. I'm sure you've seen her in the chats here and there, or on Instagram, so that was really exciting. I met her on Sunday. We had a nice little double date with our guys, and yeah, and I met an old friend yesterday. I sold a piece to her, and I also just had a nice chat with her. So good to see her again. But man, that drive, oh my gosh, I think I almost died. It was so scary. There's this one road in Philadelphia called Kelly Drive, and it's twisty and turny, and people go way too fast on it. And there was this one guy in the other lane, and he almost like slid right into my car. I was like, no, stay over there. So that was exciting. But I survived. No dents on the car, so we're good. Okay, Emily, that's great. Hi Sue, welcome. Alright, so we are just about at 8 o'clock, so I'll just get started here. So where we left off, we did the lighting effects right here around the big cat. So now I kind of want to just finish up the cat, and I feel like the background is okay. We can do some touch-ups as we go after we fill in, or get rid of rather, the black outlines. But I kind of want to finish up doing the shading on the cat, just to kind of, you know, let's finish that today. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Hi Leslie, welcome. You're up late. Thanks for joining. Oh yeah, getting the kids off to school. Okay, so just to get us started here, I'm going to be using the Prismacolor pencil. I'm sure you can't read that because I'm really pro at getting this to focus. Oh, come on. Let's see here. Maybe if I turn on autofocus. There we go. Oh, no. Yep. Well, it's 945 Sienna Brown. And I list all of the color pencils in the description after the video is over. There we go. So you, you can also just check it out that way. Okay, so. Welcome. Oh, you didn't have to stay up, Leslie. You can definitely sleep. We're going to have some more streams later this week that'll probably be a little bit easier for you to catch. So go sleep if you're tired. So what I'm doing here, this leg is in front and this leg is behind that leg, and I just want to push that leg back in space. And the way I'm doing that is just by going over it again with this pencil. And what that does is it makes it darker, it makes it recede into the background more. And so it doesn't look as flat. So we're going to start out with this color, but we're probably going to move to the dark brown as well. But let's just start here and see where we're going. So I'm actually using scribble motion here. The cat has fur texture, and that's okay if you get a little bit of scribbles. I feel like it just adds to the whole fuzziness of him. So I'm not being super careful. It does not have to be smooth. That's one reason why I love drawing fuzzy animals, is the smoothness is actually not good. So just gently filling that in. It's already looking better. So I'm just, now the only trick with the scribbles is I'm going in the motion of the direction of the fur. So as the fur changes direction on the cat, like here I'm going to go down like this. So that's the trick there for making that texture look right. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. I'm also going to, the tail is not going to be this bright. Definitely more in shadow. So this is the point in the illustration when I really take a look and see what's standing out in the wrong kind of way. And to me, when I was looking at this early this morning before the stream, I was like, you know, these back areas look so bright, you know, I mean, I really want the focus to be his face. So, oh, you've been busy, Leslie. Aw. Well, hopefully it's a good kind of busy. But, yeah, so that's what we're doing today. We're just sort of doing finishing details, trying to make sure that what I like to do is before I apply any kind of paint or gel pen or whatever we're going to use, I think we're going to use some paint, but before I apply any of that to the outlines, I really like to try to at least get the main figure to be pretty much wrapped up and as close to finish as possible. Sometimes after I apply the paint, you do see things, you know, after that, and you're like, oh, I need to fix that. So I'm going to be using something that is easy to go over. So we're not going to use gel pen. I think we're going to use, actually, let's put it to a vote. Do you guys want to use matte acrylic paint, like the craft paint you get at the craft store, or would you like to use the Turner's acrylic wash, which I've been using in the other episodes? Okay, I'm going on the tree trunk here for just a sec. Okay, back to the tail. Yeah, would you guys like to see the Turner acrylic wash that I have? I've been using that on the other page, and I actually quite like it a lot. I've never used it for the white outlines before, but I think it would work well. And then there's something I have used before on a different page, and that is the matte acrylic paint, the craft paint. You can get that, I get that at a store here called Hobby Lobby. You can also, I think you can get it on Amazon, although I'm not 100% sure about that. But I did get the acrylic wash on Amazon. So yeah, put it in the chat what you'd like to see, and I will grab a piece of paper for the vote. Okay, so let's see. Hi Shannon, welcome. How you doing this morning? Okay, so the acrylic wash. I always have to like say it slow when I spell gouache. Okay, or or the matte. I can show them too. Actually, hold on. Let me grab my paints. I'm not prepared for this. Silly goose. Okay. So the two options, just in case you aren't familiar with what I've done before. This is the matte acrylic paint that I'll be using, or the acrylic gouache. Both are matte. They dry with no shine, which allows us to put pencil over them. And so the difference really is in the price and the quality. This is a cheaper price and a lower quality, so we're going to have to put more layers down for this guy. This is a higher price and much more pigmented, so we're probably only going to need one layer for this guy. So that's basically the difference and the options that I think would be best for this page. So just let me know what you guys are thinking. Okay, the gouache, says Kenny, so we've got one for gouache. You're getting a new Hobby Lobby. Wow, fancy. Just for you, Sue. Oh, yeah, I do like Hobby Lobby. The prices are really good, and the one near me is huge. It's humongous. It used to be in a grocery store. So it's like I have other stores around. Now there's this one mom and pop art shop that I adore going to. If they have it, I try and go there first. Because as much as I like Hobby Lobby, they don't really need my money. They're a huge store and they have a lot of people buying stuff there. But the little mom and pop shop, they're a small local business, and I do like to support local businesses whenever possible. So I do go there quite a lot. But yeah, if they don't have it, oh my gosh, Hobby Lobby. I'm not sponsored by any of these shops. That's just what I do. Okay, so we have another vote for gouache. That's Sue's vote. And Leslie says gouache, and Emily says gouache. So we've got right now 4 against 0 for the gouache. So that's definitely winning right now. Hi, Vicky. Welcome. Vicky, if you just popped in, we're taking a vote on what to use to get rid of the black outlines. So we have the cheaper but more effort, the matte acrylic paint, and we have the more expensive but easier to use, the acrylic wash. So these two are the ones I'm leaning towards using for this page. To get rid of, what we're going to do is we're just going to selectively get rid of some of the black outlines. So, baby girl, what's going on? You okay? Abby wants attention. Sorry, guys. Alright, so we are just working on layering. This is already feeling much better. Now, that darkening this back leg now kind of blends it in with that branch there. It's not too bad, but I might end up darkening that branch. You know Hobby Lobby like the back of your hand. Yeah, I know the Hobby Lobby near me. I could probably work there. I know where every aisle is, every product. It's very much the same way. So now this little bit here at the tail, I just want to get this a little more shaded. We kind of left that alone for a good part of this drawing. So I kind of want to correct that now. So I'm just going over it. I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm doing. Hold on, let me zoom in. Let's see. Zoomy, zoomy. Zoom. Oh, now I gotta move the book a little. Oh, wait, hold on. Zooming out. Abby approaches. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing? You gonna come show us what color we should have this? Yeah, okay. Leave it alone. Hey. Cutie. Okay. You going to go see the window? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You can do it. My old girl doesn't like jumping that much anymore. Go ahead. You can do it. Good girl. Okay. Zooming back in. Pardon the momentary catermission. Alright. So here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this better. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of working around this tail here. Right, after all. She's so funny. Alright, let's see here. Let's see. Sue. That's great. Yeah, when Mark needs to get something at Hobby Lobby, he's like, will you come with me? He doesn't like to go without me. He's like, I'm the tour guide. It's so cute. Well, Shannon, it's not unpopular. I think a lot of people leave the black outlines in. And I'm not going to get rid of all of them, but that's a very common question that people ask me, and that's something I do in his books. So I'm going to do it. But, you know, if you're following along with this page and you like the look of the black outlines, just skip that whole step. So that's why I'm going to try and get this as finished as possible before I do that. That way you can kind of just leave it at that. If you don't want to go that step. So yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong. I don't think there's any right or wrong approach to a coloring page. I just want to make sure that that's clear. Like, the only reason why I'm doing it is that's just the way that I work. So I just want to show my true process throughout the page, including that. Like you'll see on my other pages here, I'll show you. And we can kind of talk about this a little bit. I get rid of some of them. And so you'll see on this page, I get rid of the ones that are in light, but you can see a lot of the outlines are still here for the dark areas. And some of it, like this here, this bit's in the light, so I put a white bit of paint, but this one is in the shadow, so I left the black outline. So it really isn't, there's no right or wrong way to approach this. I just wanted to show the way that I do these particular pages, and I want to be genuine and show you the whole entire process. But yeah, I don't think that it's unpopular. I think actually a lot of people don't even do that, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that at all. I think it's just sort of, you know, there's no right way. You can do whatever you want. You're coloring books, so don't think that. Yeah. Oh, Leslie, I don't actually ask him to shop for me. Don't worry. I do my own shopping. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Um, Sue, I think that they're trying to sell that stuff more. I'm not really sure, but mine has that too, where there's all those home decor items in the front of the store. But I think it's because they just want to sell that stuff. It probably has a better markup, more profit for the store. That's my guess, though. Um, oh, I don't think it's laziness. You guys are funny. Uh, you're not unpopular though, Shannon. I think actually more people don't cover the outlines than do. It's just a question I get asked all the time. I do cover it in other videos, but people still ask me, how did I do that? So I'm like, all right, well, let's show it again. Why not? But yeah, I don't think it's unpopular. I think you're just fine. Okay. So I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm basically going behind each. So if something overlaps it, I go behind it on the one that's being overlapped and just put a little shading there. It softens those black outlines and also gives the tail a little more dimension. So some of the strands, especially in the back, I'm actually going to darken up quite a bit. Like so. Yeah, this does help to give a little bit more something to his tail there. uh, yeah, I think you're right, Shannon. Time deficiency. Whatever you want to call it, Vicky. Oh, Kenny. Kenny's always doing something. I love it though. Yeah, she does. Yeah, it's incredible. Shannon gets her pages done so quickly and they are gorgeous. So I'm jealous because I'm like a snail. I take forever. But what are you gonna do, guys? There's no right or wrong way. If you're quick, that's awesome. If you're slow, that's awesome. I think, we should just embrace how we like to color, no matter how that is. But I can only color the way I color. I can't pretend to be somebody else when I'm coloring. I just don't want to do that. So I've tried going quickly in some videos, and honestly, it just stresses me out, and that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to have fun and relax. So I think, being honest about how I color, I color here on the channel the same way I color by myself. So I think that's the best way to be. Okay, I'm much happier with the way that tail is starting to come together. So I think we're going to leave that at that. And now looking at the big cat, I want to add some more darks to his paws and some of his belly here. So let's do that and his back here, because now looking at these wings, they're going to cast a pretty big shadow because the light is coming this way. We actually have light beams now, so that really helps define where that light source is coming from. So let's put some more shadow here. I'm still using the one color here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm using short strokes directional, so I'm not worried about making this smooth. I think the rougher it is, the fuzzier he looks. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, all of this back here. So like this outline, I'm not gonna put a white bit of paint on. It's so dark back here. I don't think it's necessary. But up here, you see where these outlines are really visible? That's where I'm going to end up putting that paint. So you'll see what I call it selective outline removal. It's not a full thing. And a lot of people do the entire page. And that's okay too, like whatever preference you have. That's, again, everything's legitimate. It's all in whatever style you want to go for there, and how you want it to look at the end. But for me, I find some of the outlines to be just fine. Like it doesn't bother me that they're there. But then others, like these in this bright area, they do kind of distract me. I definitely feel like I want to get rid of those. So yeah, it's that's just my own preference. Okay, so down here, I'm just kind of, again, just flicking in the direction of the fur. Like that. I want this part of his shoulder, elbow-y area. I don't know. I'm not good with cat anatomy, guys. I'm real sorry about that. But that area to cast a deeper shadow. So, and let's put some texture in right there. It's really subtle though. It's not like super sharp, but I am putting some texture in. I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but it's there, I swear. Hey, that rhymed. Okay. So let's see. Just sort of thinking about where the light would hit, so it would definitely be on this back leg. I don't know what that is. It's not like the elbow or the thigh. I guess it's the thigh. Yeah, it's the thigh. Anyway, that bit right there. But around it will be darker. There we go. Starting to pop out more. Be a little bit more dramatic. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Vicky. Yeah, I love your work. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, my pages can't complain I'm not spending time with them either. They're definitely well loved by the time I'm done with them. And that's why if I only do one page in a book, at least I know that the book has been well worth the money, because I get more than, you know, each page takes at least, I don't know, 15 hours or so to do. So at that point you get quite a lot of entertainment out of it, even if it's just one page you do. So that's why I'm trying to, every time I get a new book, just try and do at least one page in it. I do have some books right now that need to get a page done. So now I'm just going in the wings a little bit here. Just sort of trying to think about where that light won't hit as much. So I think this is, again, a little too bright. Just putting in some more shadow. Now I'm going in this direction. That's the direction of those feathers. So I'm leaving a little bit here on the end. It might catch a little bounced light, but these guys can all get just a bit darker. I'm just gonna layer another layer on there. Let's see, maybe the end of this bit of the wing. Now up here where the wings spread out into the light, I can imagine it kind of catching more, but I still feel like maybe there's some areas here. Let's make sure I'm in camera. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. Or just like right behind the feathers where they overlap, just add a little more soft blending. And I'm not pressing hard. I'm still using light to medium pressure, I would call it. And just sort of going over another layer. But this color is dark, so it doesn't take much effort. Yeah, I think that's getting there. And this helps define by really kind of finishing up with the pencil. It really does help define where you need to actually do those black outlines. Like the wings won't actually need a whole lot because there's a lot here in the dark. So oh no, I don't think anybody gets tired of you, Vicky. And nobody watches my videos all the way through, or not very many people, so don't worry about that. I think that's normal. I think people watch it in sitting. Like we do long videos, right? So I think people like watch 20 minutes here and then go do something, and watch 10 minutes here and go do something. I think that's normal, and that's fine. Whatever you guys want to do, however you want to watch is totally okay. Okay, so now let's go right here. Yeah, you can see it. So this little spot here is kind of bothering me a little bit. So let me just go ahead and just add a little bit more shadow right there, right underneath his jawline and his neck. And okay, now his face, we do need to do some more work too, so let's do that really quick. Yeah, that's good. No worries, guys. It is not a race. However long they take you, they take you. Okay, I'm going to zoom in some more as much as I can, and I'm going to sharpen my dark brown. Get it to a nice point. And we're going to work on the contrast on his face. So what I'm going to do, I have here, this is the 946 dark brown. And just behind his ear here, and right on the inside of the ear. I'm just using flicking motions to kind of add in more fuzziness. Right down here is going to be fairly dark. I want the highest level of contrast to be in the face, so that's why I'm using a really dark brown right next to all these bright lights. It'll make it pop, really bring your attention there. Okay, this bit of the mouth, I'm going to darken this upper bit quite a bit. And just on the edge of his tongue in there, and this back part of his mouth, I'm going to darken that as well. I'm also going to darken right around his eye here. And the eye is so small that I'm not too worried about getting a whole lot of detail in there. I'm going to put a white dot, so I'm going to just really quickly put a little bit of that dark brown right in there. And then right here along his nose, let's just put a little more strokes. Again, just to make it a little fuzzier. Right down here where his nose is, his little cute nose. Okay. And this back ear as well. So we're just adding little touches of that dark brown in certain specific spots. Maybe this spot needs a little bit of so just making those areas really stand out. And I'm going to use the same dark brown that we were using, and now let's go in. This back leg and this tree branch are now almost the same color. So to push that tree branch back in space, I'm just going to use this dark brown and just go and put some extra texture in. So I'm just putting some curved lines in the same direction as that tree branch. I'm not worried about filling it in or making it perfect. We're just going to make some curvy lines here. Gives it some more texture back there. Separates it from the kitty cat, and just kind of makes it a little easier to define what's going on back there. Now we're not going to get that leg mixed up with the tree like that. And I kind of like that, so let's do the same right over here where there's going to be some shadow. I'm just gonna again just curve, and remember guys, we had streaky marker when we started. Now you see why I was not concerned at all about the marker being streaky, because we wanted that texture. So it's really fun when you actually don't stress about that property and instead use it. So learning how stuff works, I think that's awesome, because then you know how to take those specific properties to your advantage. Every single medium has a benefit and a drawback. Like pencil, it's very easy to control and you can get really fine detail, but it takes a long time. You know, marker is very quick, but it's harder to control, and sometimes you get streaks in the case of water-based markers and things like that. With alcohol markers, that's a whole different thing. Instead, it's quick, but sometimes things look a little too smooth in my opinion, and it almost looks, you know, like plastic. So it's a very, you know, if you learn each medium and what its positives and negatives are, then you can use those qualities to your advantage, whatever they may be. So choose the right medium for the job. I mean, it's not to say you can't get a nice, you know, smooth result from a Tombow marker, but you know, that's going to be a lot more challenging than just going over it with pencil the way we have. So I think you know, it's really nice when you just go easy on yourself. Choose the right tool for the job. So this is starting to come together and feel much better than when we first started. We're only about a half hour in, so I'm just taking a look now and seeing where else we might want to add a little bit of something something too. So yeah, I'm seeing back here, this kind of texture is competing with the tail. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I want to push that back in space as well. And the way you do that is through making the background a little darker. So I'm going to grab my 908. This is, oh, okay, let's put on the autofocus and see if that, come on. Well, it's really helping me out here. Oh, here, oh, no. There we go. 908. This is dark green. Oh my goodness, I'll get the hang of this camera at some point. Someday. Oh my. Oh, I'm sorry. Tabby, you have a question. Let's see. Thank you for letting me know, Shannon. Let's see. Have you ever used Crayola markers as an underpainting? I have used Crayola markers here and there, but I have not used them like this in an underpainting. However, that is something. Let me put that on my request list. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you, Kenny. Yes, use all caps. You're not shouting at me. It just helps me see you a little easier. Especially, you know, when the chat is going, I have a hard time. Okay, so I'm going to schedule that for February. So we're going to have a Crayola marker base demo. Okay. All right, Tabby, it is on the list, whether you like it or not. We're going to do it. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, we just used our Prismacolor White on the light there. Okay, so now I'm switching to our dark green. This is 908. And yeah, Lisa, if you want to catch that light effect, it was actually in the last episode that we did last week. So yeah, let's zoom in again. And so what I'm doing is I'm just pushing some of this greenery back in space. So that way this stuff all pops out a little more. So I'm going to do it to this vine here just to separate this tail out a little bit better. And now all this back here, so I'm just going to go in the direction of the greenery just to create more texture. But yeah, we're just going to push all that back. You know, at the end when you look at the piece, just kind of see what it needs, you know, don't be afraid to edit. And it doesn't have to be perfect, like the direction of your pencil marks doesn't have to be perfect, but I just like to sort of retain some texture. So even if I'm going over it with a fairly dark pencil, yeah, see how that's sort of popping more and the tail now is coming forward and the background is receding. Yeah, that's the effect I'm going for. I'm not too worried about it once it hits this light area, and it's also not competing as much with the tail. Yeah, no, I do want it though, right? So I'm gonna do right over here and then right back here. Remember to continue the background through all the objects, so you just gotta kind of take your time and be patient. Yeah, I like that a lot better. So here, I'll zoom out so you guys can see. Now that tail pops more forward. And actually looking at this vine, I'm going to actually really quickly just color over the whole thing just a little bit, especially down here at the bottom. push that vine back, and this vine now too. See how that came forward? Now I've got to really, this is like a domino effect. This happens all the time. I change one thing and then I'm like, oh, nope, got to change this and this too. So it's just about looking at it, kind of taking a look and seeing, since I really want this cat to be the focal point, just taking a look at the overall image and seeing like this vine back here, see how it's competing with this tail, and it's kind of getting a little bit, you know, drawing the eye a little more than what, you know, than what we want. So I'm just gonna, again, we want that vine to be back there, but it doesn't have to be dominant. So I'm gonna leave just a little light spot right there where the light is touching that vine, right near his foot. But everywhere else, we're gonna just go ahead, darken up. So it's there, but it's not really heavy. And another spot that's now bothering me, see this, this is a problem, I do this all the time. Let me check the chat really quick. Hi Joey, welcome. Yeah, Sue, a lot of people are coloring in color pencils, Crayola pencils, and I've colored in Crayola crayons as well. So it doesn't matter what medium you're using. It just matters how you use it, basically. So, hi, Bo, welcome. How are you? And who else is here? My color, you're, was it Sarah? Is that your name? I think I remember, but correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, the color pencils are very decent. So what I'm going to do is I'll do an all Crayola page demo. So we'll do some Crayola super tips, and then we'll use the pencils over them. That'll be fun. Okay, so this little bright spot here behind his leg, you see that? It's really nice and I like it, but unfortunately, again, I think it just competes and isn't really doing anything to further our focal point. So we have a lot of other really nice bright spots that I'm going to leave in, like right there, and right here is really, really nice. But this guy back here, I'm just going to use that scribble texture that we were using, just sort of put a little bit of darkness right there. It's all about the contrast and editing. So back here, I'm just going to put that. You see this line here? This is what's really bothering me, is this bit right here. I want his legs to come forward and the background to be behind him. So I'm just playing with light now. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, and right here. Right here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't mind that little light spot. Yeah, now that leg is coming forward now. And that's the way I wanted it. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Alright. Where else do we need to edit? I'm just taking a look and looking at it and seeing. This is part of the process too. Yeah, Lisa, yeah. I do that with all my pages. I think, yeah, it does help a lot. Like if you know that you want your eye to go here, then having all that contrast back here really will compete with it. Your eye's going to bounce a lot. But by getting rid of that contrast, making that dark, it really does. Now your eye is guided right up to where we want it to be. So I'm also looking at it. Let me punch up the lights a little bit more around his face. So we're going to switch. Okay, good. Yeah, Sarah. Awesome. Good morning, Dorothy. Welcome. Yeah, so if you're lacking contrast in your pictures, just think about where you want your eye to go and put the most contrast where you want your eye to go. So you can see I have my light lights here and I have really dark darks. And that is the only place in the composition where I do that. Everywhere else has a lower contrast. So maybe this little foot here has pretty high contrast, but I really like the way that that's kind of coming together because see that foot is pushing. You see how it's curved up, so it's pushing your eye towards, everything is pushing your eye. This tail comes back around, so it's all kind of, the wings here are pointing at the cat's face, so it's all kind of, the composition itself, the drawing itself was awesome to start with. So that helps a lot. But every place where I've put light is pointing back at that face. So you can see like, and this light source here that we have, it's all directing right at where we want it to go. So just thinking about where you want your subject to really, like your viewer rather, to really focus on the drawing really helps. Once you define that, then you can kind of work towards that goal. Yeah, it does come with experience. Yep. So I'm going to switch to 938. This is the Prismacolor White. And speaking about contrast and bright brights, I just want to kind of go through and do a little bit more. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go, that's better. So I want to, I'm just seeing these lines that they're not quite crisp, so I just want to kind of crisp them up a little bit more just on the edges of these beams. And we used a ruler to start with. You can definitely use a ruler if you're not comfortable doing this freehand. But at this point now, I have a fairly good guide, so I'm just gonna go for it. But I just want those edges to be a little bit brighter. Let's see. So what's cool about using the marker as a base as well is it really allows you to do these kind of effects much easier. Let's see, I kind of want a beam. Let's just do some single beams. So easy, guys, so easy. That's it. It's just really quick. Okay, yeah. No, Leslie. Aw. Yeah, it's not easy. And that takes time too. Understanding and studying real life objects and how light interacts with them is a great way. That's how I learned. I used to draw all kinds of still lifes and self-portraits and things when I was a kid, and that really did teach me how light works. So I would recommend that if you get stuck on something. Another great thing is if you get stuck, don't be afraid to look at reference photos. Stock photography is there. It's supposed to be used for that reason. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Artists all over the world use photography to help them draw all the time. So there's a lot of tools and ways that you can learn light sources. You know, doing it like this where you don't need anything to look at, that's something that comes with experience. But for the first, 20 years of my life or so, as an artist, I was looking at real life things or photography to help me draw. And I still do that to this day. So, you know, if I struggle with a portrait and I'm not sure what to do, I'll just go and grab a mirror and set up a light and look at my face. You know, even if it's not me who I'm drawing, just having that quick reference to know where the light's hitting really does help out. So there's nothing wrong with that, and there's no shame in struggling with something in art because it's not easy. You know, people don't realize that coloring can be very, very complex. There's texture, light, shadow, color, you know, we're doing a lot. Okay, so I think at this point, let's see, I'm just looking. I do want this to go pushed back. now that I'm seeing the wing and this guy, I love the color there, but I think he needs to go back. What color? We might need a new color for this. Let's see. Maybe, let's see here. What color do I want? I'm just looking. Yeah, let's grab, this is a new color for us. We haven't really used this color here on the page. I'm very reluctant to do that. Most of the time at this point in the composition, I tend to stick with the only colors that we've used previously, but because this is a special case here, I'm okay with using it. Now, I'm going to go lightly to start and make sure I'm not making a mistake that I need to erase. So let's zoom in, and I'm just going to grab this color here. It's, oh yeah, that's not picking up on camera. It's 1034 Goldenrod. And I'm not going to put a whole lot of this color down. Let me just, before we really get into this, let me just make sure. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so what I want to do is I just want to go back here, right at the edges here. Again, just pushing back these bits. Just trying to make that wing come forward in space. And this is risky to do because, like I said, I haven't used this color before on the page, but it's so close to the other colors that we've been using that I think it's fine. I may regret this later, but we'll see. So I'm leaving a little bit of light over like here, but just knocking back some of that brightness. Again, less contrast. Okay. Now, just to kind of help tie it all together, I'm going to put touches of this in the other ones. This one's in the light, so I'm not going to use a whole lot of it, but just touches of it in the shadows will do, just to kind of bring them together. And I'll use that also in the shadow bits on this guy too. So if you have things in multiples, remember if you do something to one of them, you should try and do them to all of them. So that way, kind of just ties everything together, makes it look cohesive. Yeah, so now that guy doesn't stand out as looking weird or something. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. Actually, I kind of want to, okay. So I'm going a little nuts on this guy here. But again, he's still just standing out too much. So now it's a little too saturated. I don't know if you guys can see but on camera, but to me it looks a little bit too orange now. I'm happy with the way these turned out, so that's fine. But let me grab, where was that one color we were using? What was it? Is it Kelp green? Let's see. Yeah, I think so. So now I'm just going to grab a green, and right back here, this is where I want to knock back the saturation. So if you know your color wheel, you'll know opposites on the color wheel. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, sorry, hold on. Opposites on the color wheel neutralize each other. There we go. So I'll show you what I mean. So we have a sample of this orangey color, the goldenrod that we put down. Now if I put a little bit of this green over it, it just makes it a little less bright. Now, the opposite of orange is actually blue, but because I don't have any blue in this composition at all, I'm not going to go there. But this green is the closest approximation to it. And this kelp green, this it's a 1090. Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm struggling with my focus again. 1090 kelp green. This is like a warm green, so it won't compete too much. I think it'll be quite nice. Take care, Vicky. Thanks for coming. All right. Let's see. Aw, yeah, Kenny's awesome. Gotta love Kenny. Okay, alright, so let's zoom in here, and I'm gonna show you guys. So right along this edge here, this is what's bothering me. So I'm just gonna go with a light touch, just add a little of this green. I don't want it to be green, but I don't want it to be that bright either. So we're just mixing a little bit of the environment color right on into these bits back here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I can see it. And since we have green in the base of this plant, like here, I think it works pretty well. So I'm just layering. Sometimes it takes more than one layer, that's okay. Like that. So you guys, I'm already feeling happier about that. It was this spot right here which was bothering me. Now I'm feeling better about it. So it's not always about, this individual plant may look less attractive than it did before because it's muted and more dulled down, but it's not always about the individual object, but rather the overall effect it has on the page. Yeah, I'm much happier with that. I think, let's zoom out so you guys can see. Now that plant is a little more pushed back. That wing is coming forward more. But it's still the same colors as the other ones, which are in the light source. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. Let's put a little of this color just right down. Just in case we don't have enough of it in there, let's just make sure. And I'll do the same over here to this guy. Just really quick putting touches of that green in. Again, just to tie them together and make sure that they look like they belong to the same plant family. There we go. Alright, so now that I did that, these little stringy bits, see, this is like this is the fun part. We really get to be like particular at this point. So these little stringy bits are now calling out my name and saying, I'm too bright. Please knock me back now. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm using the same kelp green. Just again, those lines or whatever they are, those hangy bits, they don't have to catch the light in order to have an effect. Some of them, this guy here comes in front of the cat, so I'm going to leave him a little bright, and the ones that are in front, but the ones back behind the cat, we can kind of That one looks like it would catch the light, so I'll leave him. Yeah, this one too. Hold on. So this is the fussy details now. We're just being fussy. Okay. Am I done now? Oh my goodness. Hi Sing, welcome. Thank you. Hi Abby. Hi cutie. Who else is here? Hi Bella and Cassie, welcome, both of you. Yeah, happy little stringy bits, exactly. Alright guys, so I think I am done. Maybe. No, I do. I think I'm done doing the pencil work on this page. So the only thing I have left to do, I need to do my homework for this frame. I did the pencil work for some of the bits of the frame and not the others. So this week, I have no choice. I have to do my homework. So I'm going to do that. And next Tuesday, we're going to come back. It looks as though the acrylic wash won. So next week we will be selectively editing out some of the black outlines with this Turner acrylic wash. I did look on Amazon. You can buy just one tube of white, which is great. I've been using this just recently, and I'm falling in love with this stuff. It's matte, so you can pencil over it. Oops. And it's just so pigmented, so you only need one layer to get the results you're looking for. So I'll probably end up buying a larger tube of this very soon because I just have a feeling that I'm gonna want more of it. And I saw that there's other types of acrylic wash or whatever. There's one made by Liquitex and Holbein, so I might buy a different brand just to compare them and see how they work differently. Bo, I'm not sure what we're going to color next after this page. That's a great question. So what we're going to do is in the next video or two, we will hold a vote. That's how we picked this page, was through a vote. So we could do another page in this book. What I'll do is I'll pick 3 different coloring books, and I'll page through them, and we can kind of all decide together. So if you want to vote on the next series that we're going to do on Tuesday mornings, you want to come to next Tuesday's stream. That stream, we're going to do quite a lot. I'm going to hope just to finish this page at that point. So yeah, if you want to vote on the next page, come to the next stream on next Tuesday at 8 a.m. I might start a little bit earlier, but we won't do the vote until the end of the show. So the vote will take place just before 9 a.m. on, actually, if I go over the time of 9 o'clock, I'm just going to hold the vote at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just about this time right now, that's the time where you want to be hanging out with me next Tuesday. So, all right, Leslie, thank you so much for coming. I hope you have sweet dreams. Hi, Robin. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome, guys. I'm glad you guys could come too. Thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow we will be working on Monia Gates's drawing. So I've already scheduled it, so you can see it on my channel. Excuse me, hold on. That is the dark blue cardstock page that we were working on last week. Excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat. That's fun. But yeah, all right, I'm just going to take a look at the chat, make sure All right, I'm going to do a shout out. So, oh, no problem, Lulu. So we have thank you to both Kenny and Shannon, my mods for today. I appreciate all your help. We have Cassie, Lulu, Jilly. Hi, Jilly. Thanks for coming. We have, let's see, Sarah. Thanks for coming again, Sarah. Who else is here? We have Robin and Alicia, or Alicia. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but welcome and thank you for coming. Leslie, she just went to bed, but she was here. We have Bo. It was so lovely to meet you this weekend, Bo. And let's see. Thanks for coming, Lisa and Bella. Who else is here? I think I got everybody. And Zeely. Hi, Zeely. Hi, hi, Zeely. Bye, Zeely. We're about wrapping up here. Well, anyway, thank you all so much for coming. If you have questions, don't forget to just put them down in the comments below. I will put the colors that we use for today's stream in the description in just a little bit. And yeah, so don't forget, catch next week if you want to vote on the next series. We're going to be doing a brand new page very soon, so that's really exciting. Always fun to start something new. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. All right, take care. Bye.